There I am. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Davey Deathray here. How y'all doing? It is Tuesday night. Well, gosh, for some of you, if you're out on the East Coast, it is Wednesday morning. August 20th, if you're out there. Just after midnight, 12:16. It's 9:16 out here on the west side of the United States on August 19th. And we're here to cover some movie news and TV news because, yeah, some stuff dropped, guys. And because I've got a couple work meetings tomorrow night and Thursday night, and I've got our guy Hollywood Lido popping up on Late Night with the Davey Before Dark tomorrow, I just wouldn't have been able to cover this stuff until Thursday morning. And so I'm like, I want to jump on this stuff right now. We've got some new photos from the Crystal Lake set. Our guy or gal, I don't even know, Friday the 13th archivist on Instagram. Link in the description below if you want to follow them on Instagram to be able to catch this stuff when it drops. Feel free to let me know if I happen to miss it. I've been checking their Instagram page like every day just to make sure. So I saw some new set photos come out and I just wanted to take a look at those. I really like seeing this stuff. It seems like you guys really like seeing it as well, especially folks that when I clip out these news videos and post them later, the Friday the 13th stuff does very, very well. So it seems like even though I consider myself the Halloween guy, I think the channel is almost turning into a Friday the 13th news channel a little bit here. So I'm excited to jump into all this stuff. I'm going to say what's up to you guys. We'll get into some fun little housekeeping business. Make sure you hit that like button if you're hanging out, whether you're watching live or you're watching after the fact. If you're watching after the fact, thank you so much for checking out the replay of the live. It is so awesome. Jump into the comments as well and let me know your thoughts on the news stories. And then I don't know, guys, it might be a little bit of a short hangout tonight. If you guys want to get into a conversation once we're done with the news, we can certainly do that. I don't have anything planned other than the news. And the reason why is because I have so many amazing ideas for stream setup and I just want to parse them out. Also, if you guys want another bonus stream this weekend, there is a super chat goal. So if I get 10 super chats that are $1.99 or more, then you will get a bonus stream this coming weekend. So, and if not, that's totally cool as well. There's no need to super chat or anything like that. I love having you guys hanging out and just being able to chit chat with you and share the news. And really what I could do with that time, if we end up not reaching the goal, it's a-okay because I've got a lot of pre-recorded material that I want to jump on to get ahead of spooky season, because I am preparing a series, a brand new series, pre-recorded series called How to Make It Better. And we're going to start with what we covered last fall. Some of you guys I saw in the live chat replay because I was taking my notes. I did 3 streams last fall about making the David Gordon Green Halloween trilogy better. And I like all those movies, but I'm going to do that pre-recorded. So I've got those, not really scripts, but I've got bullet points and everything going for those. And I just need to wrap them up tonight and get to shooting. So we have a whole bunch of fun stuff planned. But if you want to have a bonus stream this weekend, the super chat goal is there. So yeah, no big deal. I'm going to jump in and say what's up to all of you guys hanging out. And then I want to show off some brand new merch on the Fourth Wall shop. That's right. I just can't get enough of adding new merchandise to the shop. We've got some pint glasses that I'm super pumped on. And we've got some new Hit the Bricks merch. But I'm going to say what's up to you guys. We'll dive into all of that. I hope you guys are having a great evening so far. And thank you so much to everybody who, joined the stream over on Facci Cinema earlier this evening. I was on there as a guest of Matt's doing a live Friday the 13th franchise ranking. And that was really fun. It's been a while. It's been almost a year and a half since I did my own personal ranking, or somewhere around there. Maybe it's only been a year. But I noticed there was some shift, especially in the lower part of the ranking to the middle part. There was certainly a shift there. So anyways, I'm going to say what's up to you guys and we'll get going. We got Hollywood Lido with his first comment. And I think Lido had to go to bed because he's got work early in the morning. but he will be on tomorrow, late night with the Davey Before Dark, 3 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. if you're out in the UK, and we are going to talk about weapons and what worked for us and really dive into the stuff that didn't work with us. We got Johnny Diamond in the house. What's happening, Johnny? One of our great channel members, as is Lido. Lamontre Gillard, what's up, Lamontre? We got Chester Franklin Jr. having to catch it on the replay. No worries. Sinus problems are the worst, Chester. I've had those issues in the past. Can't stand them. Hope you feel better soon, bud. And we got Ashton Luck. What's happening, Ashton? King Matthew III is prepping for his wedding next month. Congratulations, King Matthew. Hope all the planning goes well, and I wish you all the best in the marriage. Billy Judd hanging out. What's happening, Billy? Great to see ya. Adrian James in the house. How you doing, Adrian? We got Daz jumping on in. What's up? Daz voted for Deep Lore. Oh, yeah. That reminds me. We've got a poll in the chat. What do you want most from the Crystal Lake series? Brutal kills and slasher nostalgia? Deep lore and origin story? Campy teen drama? Or a surprise twist on Jason's mythology? So far, brutal kills and slasher nostalgia are winning 54% of the 26 votes. So I'm guessing that's 14 of the votes, something like that. Go ahead and participate if you'd like. And let me get back on over to saying what's up to you guys. We got Erica, one of our great Death Squad mods and channel members. How you doing, Erica? So great to see ya. We've got Amanda kicking it with us as well. Fancy meeting all of you lovely people here tonight, Amanda says. Thanks for jumping on in, Amanda. Really appreciate you. Let's see, who else do we have on in here? We got our guy, Dean Renner. What's happening, Dean? One of our great Patreon members, channel members, and Death Squad mods. And Dean's got his monocle on. Ooh, that is fancy, Dean. Are you like, what the hell's Davey do? Yeah, I know. I can't stay away from you guys. And especially when news drops. And really, we've only got 4 things to cover. You know, I'll find a way to make it 2 hours long, though, because I have problems when it comes to talking. Meaning that I talk a lot. I don't need to tell you guys that. That's for damn sure. We got Aaron Click in the house. What's happening, Aaron? So good to see ya. We've got the lovely Miss Jamie Hart, our original Death Squad mod and channel member. Our mama mod, if you will. All right. Who else? Who else? Antonis Andriotis, one of our great channel members. Antonis, I know you are pumped for the Chucky sequel battle this Friday, 10:30 p.m. Eastern. Mark from Tales from the Shelf and Cody Leach, Mr. 200K, going to be jumping on, and we're going to debate between Child's Play 2 and Bride of Chucky, the 2 fan favorite Child's Play movies, or Child's Play sequels, I should say. Aaron says, Davey, I watched Together at the theater tonight. I thought it was pretty good, although it had a couple moments of not great acting. There's only a few actors in there. I mean, I think that's fair. I loved Together, loved it so much. Just the concept and everything, and it just really hit me with the relationship stuff too. Hell House Lineage premiere day today. Dean is pumped. We got Illuminated Pro kicking it with us. What's happening? Illuminated. H20 for me out in Michigan. All right. I'm a huge Wolverines fan. Massive. My dad got his master's there, so big time fan of the Wolverines. Let's see who else we got going, and we will jump in here. Guys, if I miss a question from you or something, I'm just trying to say hello to everyone and get the stream going. So if I miss a question, you know, don't feel bad. You know, just letting me know again and putting it back in the chat. We got Prince in the chat as well. Well, it's about fucking time. The Asian action champ is here. Oh, hey, there he is. Speak of the devil. Mark from Tales from the Shelf. How are you doing, Mark? Hope the summer is wrapping up well for you. Let's see who else we got. Cody Decker in the house. Davey, nice shirt. When was the last time you did your laundry? When was that? Saturday or Sunday? Something like that. Yeah, well, I mean, I wore this shirt on the stream earlier tonight. So, yeah, I love wearing this shirt, and I cover a lot of Friday the 13th stuff. So, yeah, do the laundry, twice a week usually, depending on how it goes, for sure. Oh, let's see here. We got Tyler Adams in the chat. What's happening? Tyler, so good to see you. And all right, I think we're all caught up with everyone. Yeah, guys, if I missed a question about, I think I might have seen a couple in there, but I was just cruising through so we could get to some of this other stuff here. Let me see what we've got for you. I do want to show off some new merch. I know I'm always talking about the merch. And guys, really quick, something about the Fourth Wall Shop. I did that free shipping code. Oh my gosh. Somebody put in an order, and I love giving you guys a good deal, but the free shipping made it like 23% off. And I was like, oh man, with all the time I've been putting into, I create most of the designs on there. Some of them are created by my friend Cole Chitty, but most everything is created by me. And then, just going through the process of adding everything to the shop and all that kind of stuff. And it ended up being that the discount was 23%, and I ended up making like 5.5%. So I'm like, oh man, I want to give these guys a deal, but it's just not worth it to have the shop up if it's going to run that way. So we're back to the Death Squad promo code, still 15% off. It's not going to be here forever. So if you like some of this merch, you're going to want to take advantage within the next, I don't know, once September hits, I'm taking the promo code off. I might do a different promo for spooky season. I am going to do brand new, just spooky season merch with a bunch of jack-o'-lanterns and all that kind of fun stuff. But let me jump on over there just to show you guys the brand new stuff. I know some of you guys have seen all the other kind of shit that we've got over there, but let me jump on over to there. Not there. Uh-oh, I'm burying the lead. There we go. I'm going to remove that. I'm going to add this, and there we go. StreamYard. Just when you think you've got StreamYard nailed, it just totally F's up. So, okay, so here's a look at the new shop. We've got some featured products here. Guys, I'm super pumped about these Death Squad glasses. As you can see, the whole design pretty much wraps around the glass with the Davey Deathray logo is there as well. So we've got our cute little monsters, eating and drinking popcorn and soda and watching a movie. I dig that quite a bit. We've got some new Hit the Bricks merch. So we have a racerback tank top for Hit the Bricks. I think I showed these off last time, but they are still new items. Some yoga pants. So we got Death Squad yoga pants. Not only do we have the black with the yellow, but we also have white with the red. Brand new Hit the Bricks hats, which are pretty fun in different colors there, as you can see as I go through. We've got it's called a Hawaiian shirt, although it doesn't have a Hawaiian pattern or anything. So it's the Late Night Hawaiian shirt. It's got the Davey Deathray logo on the front. And then on the back, you can see that cool, here, I'll just show you guys. The Late Night with the Davey vampire design that my buddy Cole put together. So there's that. You've seen the Death Squad hats. Another for the slime logo. We've got another wraparound pint glass. I love these wraparounds. Also, another thing I did with the merch, guys, is I went through and I made sure that some of the images I had to adjust and upscale just to make sure that we've got the best quality for you guys. So when you guys get your merch, it's looking super slick. Racerback tank for the Death Squad superhero yellow logo. We've got our creamin' for a streamin' hats. I really dig the creamin' for a streamin' hats. So there you go with the black print. And then we've got some yoga shorts that say creamin' for a streamin' in all sorts of different colors and designs. So there's the slime design there. Brand new black Movie Punks hoodie there. Death Squad tote bag as well. We got a Hit the Bricks magnet. You guys have seen the Death Squad hats here. Navy, black, and of course red. More racerback tanks, more magnets, all that kind of fun stuff. So yeah, that kind of breaks down what we've got in the merch shop. And yeah, 15% code is going to be good through the month of August. And then I'm going to put together some stuff for the beginning of October, and we'll do a different discount for spooky season. So this just gives you a good idea of all the stuff that we've got here in the shop. I'm just going to scroll through and then we'll move on to the next item there. Yeah, hit the bricks pint glass. Come on, y'all. Come on. I may not be drinking. That doesn't mean that you can't, though. Love the Davey Science Theater mug. That's a fun one. Oh, we got a little snow hat there, a little beanie for you. I really love the creamy Davey Science Theater hoodie for sure. Anyways, okay, so that's the shop, and that's that on the shop. So I've shilled enough right there. Again, I will just let you know here. So coming up, we've got Lido Velasco on Late Night with the Davey tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern, and then of course we've got our Chucky sequel battle on Friday at 10:30 p.m. Eastern. So there's that. And then what I'm going to do here, pay no attention to this because I'm going to do that, but we are going to go back over here. And guys, we are going to take a look at, man, StreamYard is just really testing my patience, y'all. I don't want to show that yet, StreamYard. Okay, I'm going to hang out here for a second. I do want to give you guys the update. So I'm still going good with the no alcohol thing. I'm going to give you, I'm losing track now. 13.73 days. So by tomorrow morning, it'll be 2 weeks. 2 weeks without a drink. How about that? I am pumped on that for sure. I feel good. I feel like the synapses are firing. Other than StreamYard making it look like I don't know how to handle the windows here. I'm feeling great, and I'm just going to jump in and say what's up to anybody that I had missed. Looks like we've got Pat, that Halloween movie collector, jumping on in. What's happening, Pat? Great to see you. Pat, are you on vacation again? Is that what's happening? Or are you just up late on a school night? And I think Pat might be the only person that jumped on in. All right. Tyler says, I just got out of a 35th anniversary screening of TMNT 90. Scarf some pizza with the Turtle Bros on the big screen. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Yeah, tons of awesome new merch. And very reasonably priced, guys. Again, I basically, when I went through there, I'm like, okay, I just want to make sure I've got this percentage, you know, roughly. And then, so that's how I do my pricing, is I want to make sure I got that sort of percentage. And then the 15% coupon is, or promo code is a hell of a deal. It's almost half of what, you know, I would end up making from that merch. So the rest is the cost that the lovely people at Fourth Wall put into it. So, so yeah, get while the getting's good, because at the end of August, that code is going away for, it will be a month until there's another promo. What's happening? We got Shay Rants in the house. Welcome on in, Shay. We got JG Michael. Ooh, Hush is so good. Yeah. I don't think Elias is going to be in this. I think they are cutting that out. Yeah, I don't think they're ever going to. Elias is not ever, he's not ever been a part of the official canon. It's been assumed because he may have been in some comic books and they wrote a scene for Jason Lives that was storyboarded but never filmed. But I don't think Elias has ever actually been mentioned within canon. No, just up late having some beers with the Everscade. Is Bill in town? Or are you guys just chit-chatting? Really appreciate it, Johnny. Thank you so much, man. All right. Yeah, tell Bill we say what's up as well. Okay. Or I say what's up, because I guess everybody else has said hi to Bill already. Now I'm the jerk. Okay, so we've got some Crystal Lake set photos coming up, folks. I've got the banner up there, but I'm going to remove the banner because it essentially covers up some of the photos. So let's go ahead and jump on over here, and I'll get that banner off. Yeah, Friday the 13th Archivist on Instagram, folks. That's the place to go. So we've got some exciting new set photos from the Crystal Lake TV show brought to us by A24 and Peacock. And these pictures come to us by way of Friday the 13th Archivist on Instagram. I've got their link in the description if you want to follow their page and make sure you're seeing these as they drop, because this is some good stuff. I'm really digging the visuals here, and it makes me hopeful. I will say that. I will show you guys as we go along. Some of these pictures kind of confirm the exact time frame of where we're at, which is very exciting. So, you know, here we've got our classic welcome to Crystal Lake sign. It's looking beautiful. It's looking very worn. Very good job here by the production crew and the prop masters and all that. So really digging that shot there. Coming up next, we've got a couple pictures of the lake itself. So it's looking a little algae heavy, a little grimy, a little slimy, maybe a bit of a mucky bottom on that lake. And it looks like in the distance on the left side of the picture, you can see some sort of structure. The picture must be from the perspective of the set. So I would imagine that's a property that is, belongs to, somebody else and has nothing to do with the production. But lovely shot of the lake there. And then here we've got another shot of the lake. This is a really cool, almost like spooky kind of shot. I love, that light coming in from the right side, but coming in off the lake, whereas the photos being taken from the shade provided by the tree there, we get a nice shot of that dock. It's just, there is something timeless about this location. And I guess that's the great thing about nature is if you don't surround it with a bunch of modern stuff, you get something that, you can really step into and believe that you are in a totally different time, because they're shooting for the 70s for this TV show. So yeah, just another shot of the lake. It's looking great. It's same location, I believe, as where they shot the original film. So looking really good here. And here we've got some cabin action. So if you'll see, like down at the bottom, it says aquatic staff. I'm going to cut this clip out from the live stream for the folks watching after the fact. You're going to be able to see the picture a little bit bigger. So we'll probably be able to read all the staff members' names and everything like that. Maybe I should pull it up and zoom in and read those off for you. But here we get a confirmation, 1971. So I think this is great news. I'm like, the cool thing about this, if you put it in 1971, that means that once we get to the point where we're looking at a movie with this universe, because the Jason universe and the folks creating the TV show have basically, at least as far as the news we got last week, it sounds like they've agreed to play nice together and share some of these, share the IP essentially. So it sounds like the Crystal Lake TV show at some point will turn into a film series. And with them putting it in the early 70s, I love that because I think a lot of people feel this way, guys. Friday the 13th is one of those franchises that just feels like it belongs in the 80s. Like when you see Jason and you've got Jason on the screen. So I think this bodes really well for us hardcore Friday the 13th fans that feel that way, because we can have a time jump of 10 to 15 years and be, early 80s to smack dab in the middle of the 80s. So by the time we are getting movies with grown-up Jason, we can have that retro 80s look. And I love that idea. I think it's one of those things, you keep him in that time, and I think it'll be better for it. And I think it's something that the fans will like better as well. So I'm actually going to bring this one up, and I'm going to read off the names here on the staff. So let me grab that really quick. Let's see here. Bear with me. Okay. Okay, folks, I've zoomed in. For the folks watching after the fact in the clipped out video, I'll provide that zoomed in shot here. So the aquatic staff for 1971 for this season, we're looking at Ashley Waldron, Alex Martinez, Michelle Iannarelli, Madison Eastman, Emily Kappa, and Larry Brown. That's who we're looking at for our staff. So no names that I really recognize. I don't know. Let me know in the live chat if I'm missing something on those names. If I should recognize one of those names. If you're watching after the fact, jump on into the comments and let me know as well. And we've got another shot here of a different, this might be a different cabin, I would imagine. But again, Camp Crystal Lake 71. So confirmation on that. And we've got some shots of the canoes, the rowboats, and the sailboats there as well. So, you know, just again, great production design. It looks and feels like that time and era. I mean, I was born in 1982, so maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, but it certainly got that worn in look that I'm really digging. And moving on from there, we've got a shot of one of the cabins in construction. So not much to see here, but the reason why I'm showing you that is because we've got a shot of the completed cabin coming up right now. And we can tell it's the same cabin because of just the shape and the outline. Also, there's this signpost sticking up out of this little flower bed, and you can see that in the previous picture as well. So definitely feeling that, you know, late 60s pouring over into the 70s vibe with the joy, love, and peace mural here on this cabin. And again, I think this looks really good. Man, I hope they don't blow it with the story. If you're watching in the live chat, let me know what you think. Let me know, you know, if you're, I guess, are you worried about the story like I am? Just based on what I've heard, I'm a little concerned. But also, if you're watching after the fact, let me know what you're thinking about how this all looks and if you are encouraged by what we're seeing. And then here we've got a shot of some of the vehicles that are going to be used. So, of course, it looks like we've got, you know, the Pamela Voorhees Jeep. I don't know who the other vehicles belong to per se, but we've got a nice little sports car there. Of course, we've got our kick-ass, like, Dodge Ram, big old 18-passenger van there. And then it looks like a bit of a sleek sedan or, like, muscle car there in the foreground right in front of Pamela's Jeep. And here we got another shot of some of the vehicles. So this just looks like it's moved over a handful of feet. So it just looks like this is where they're keeping the vehicles while they're shooting other stuff and, you know, just keeping them off to the side. So, you know, there was another shot too of the police car, but we've seen that so much that I was like, oh, I don't need to keep on showing these guys the police car. We know the police car looks awesome and it matches the exact police car from the original film. So these guys have done their homework. They've done their hard work on the production design and the prop mastering and, you know, providing these vintage vehicles. And honestly, guys, just an overall beautiful vintage look that is, you know, very believable as an early 70s East Coast camp. I'm so encouraged by what we are seeing here, but I want to know what you guys think. So let me know in the live chat what you're thinking about these pictures, how you're feeling about the Crystal Lake show in general. And if you're watching after the fact, jump on into the comments, give me your thoughts there. And of course, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and share the channel with someone who you think would dig this kind of content, because we are going to keep on sharing this Friday the 13th news, whether it's the Crystal Lake show, Jason Universe, anything else that pops up. And honestly, we cover a lot of horror news for movies and TV and just whatever kind of media here on the channel. So if you like that kind of stuff, you want to keep up on it, and you want to hang out with an awesome community, come on over here, make sure that notification bell is hit, and you won't miss a thing. Okay, guys, I'm going to jump on over and hang out with y'all. And maybe I'll do... Here, I'm going to do that and do that. Okay. Oh, how'd I do, guys? You guys sort of like see the process where I'm a little bit, I'm trying to do a little bit of something that should be better on the, you know, once I clip it out and everything. Hopefully I'm doing all right. Maybe I'm even getting better. Gosh, wouldn't that be fun? Creaming for a streaming, everyone. I know. Is it too much? I showed it off on the members only, and one of the members was like, "That's wild." And I'm like, "Oh man, was it too much?" I think it's charming and funny. I know it's a little on the dirty side, but you know. So here's the thing, Johnny. The muscle shirts, 2X is the biggest we go in muscle shirts on Fourth Wall. However, the t-shirts go up to like 5XL. So what you could do, Johnny, is you could purchase a regular t-shirt and you could, you know, cut off the sleeves essentially and turn it into a muscle shirt if you wanted to. So that's the only drawback. But yeah, so the regular t-shirts go up to 5XL, I believe. There may be a little bit of a different pricing once you get into the larger sizes. I'm not sure. It depends on the item. But yeah, check out the t-shirts that we have. And I make all sizes of there. There's no extra cost to me to make the sizes available. So whatever Fourth Wall offers is what I put on there, essentially. Really what I do is I pick the design and I pick the colors of the shirt or whatever the item is. Let's see what we got going on here. Love the tote bag. I know. I wish I could get the image to be a little bit bigger. You know, I might dive in. If you're interested in the tote bag, maybe wait a day. I can dive in there and see if I can upscale the image and make it a little bit bigger, because I was like, I want to make sure the quality is good. So I made it small to where we had a good DPI essentially on that logo. But yeah, I mean, if you like using reusable bags when you go shopping, or maybe you go to a farmer's market or something, or maybe you go like record shopping, or you could take it to like a show or outdoor concert, whatever. Throw some snacks in there for the drive-in, whatever you got. Let's see here. Just going to catch up with some of what you guys are saying. I hope this show is good. Says that. Me too. Me too. Let's see here. What else do we got? When should we expect a release date and a trailer for the Crystal Lake TV show? That's a good question, Antonis. And I'm flattered every time you ask me when we're going to get something. I'm flattered because I'm like, Antonis thinks I know, like I've got like the insider info. I wish I had insider info, or maybe you're just asking because you think I've got a good sort of feel for this kind of thing. So I would say, Antonis, you know, if it's coming out in February, it would be great if they could give us some sort of tease during spooky season. Wouldn't that be awesome? You know, similarly to like Scream 7 coming out in February, we already have a release date for that. So wouldn't it be awesome for, you know, for Scream 7 if we get something middle of October, and then that'd be a teaser, full trailer in December, that kind of thing. So it depends on when the Crystal Lake show's coming out. There are 2 Friday the 13th early on next year. There's one in February, one in March. I think if you're the A24 people, you want to put together a teaser for spooky season. So you want something to be coming out middle of October at the latest. Just a tease. It could just be a tease, you know? It could just be establishing shots and yeah, just building that dread and showing off some of the music and giving us that vibe. You know, maybe showing some of the characters, but not actually showing scenes from the show, if that makes sense. Kind of just like a visual montage. Maybe even a voiceover, Crazy Ralph voiceover. You know, could be really fun. And then maybe I would say, yeah, full trailer would be like a couple months before the show debuts, something like that. Let's see here. The mural is super fun, says Jamie. Yeah, I'm loving that mural. It's just, to me, it's so believable. Yeah. Let's see here. It's Halloweenish time 24/7 for me. I'm always watching horror movies. Me too. Me too, for sure. Let's see. We got a lot of side chat going on here. I'm just trying to sift through it all. Awesome. Thank you so much, Jamie. I appreciate it. Other than having a total freeze there for a moment, I think I did a pretty good job on that one. And then I can always edit out some of that stuff when I'm clipping out the video. Should see Ned in the show. So Billy, I know you say that every time. Remember, Ned is in the first movie, right? There's no indication that Ned, the first movie takes place 15 years after Jason drowned, right? Something like that. It's been a while, right? So Ned would have been like a baby when Jason drowned. So I don't know if we'll see Ned, you know, unless they do a time jump, or unless they just play with the canon and play with the lore in that way. But I would imagine that we're going to see mostly new characters. The characters that we're going to be familiar with are going to be, I'm hoping we get a young Steve Christie as like a maybe senior camp counselor. Like maybe he's 19 or 20, you know, but his parents own the camp, so he helps them out. And he's been there since he was a kid as a camper. So I sort of see Steve Christie as almost like You know, he's young and he's hip, but he's also somebody that's like established and trustworthy, and one of the good guys, you know. And then Pamela, I think really, you know, I guess other than those two and like Officer Dorff, those might be the only characters we really recognize from the original timeline. You know, Jason, of course. I mean, do I have to say Jason? Okay, I'll say it, Jason. Yeah, I would imagine full trailer by the end of the year. Dad says, even if I hate the show, I know I'm going to watch every episode. Well, and then the cool thing about that is if you end up not liking it, at least you'll be able to speak about it intelligently and be able to back up your opinion, right? I don't know if you guys caught Hit the Bricks last night, but you know, there's all these like doom tubers out there that just, it's almost like they purposely misunderstand some of the new media, or like almost like they're invested in making sure that people don't watch new things by talking shit about stuff. I don't know. It's interesting. Let's see here. What else do we got? We got Eli Cortez hanging out. What's happening, Eli? One of our great channel members and Death Squad mods. Hope you're doing well, Eli. So good to see you. I don't think there's any chance that Derek Mears will come back. Yeah, I think he's just too old, unfortunately. I mean, not too old to be an actor and to do great stuff. I mean, he's in Shelby Oaks, but it's been 16 years since he played Jason. So I think we need to go the other way. I think we need a Jason that's younger. And I think Skylar White's, I think the issues have nothing to do with Skylar White. He's 6'6". Dude is huge. The issues are that terrible mask and the way they shot him, the lens, placement of the camera. I mean, if you look at him next to Vincent DeSanti, he is a big guy. And Vin looks huge as Jason in the Never Hike Alone movies. He's not the only person that plays Jason in that series, but I think he plays Jason for at least some of every single one of those. So I don't think it's a Skylar White problem. I think it is a everybody else kind of problem. Let me see. Looks like we are all caught up here. Oh my gosh. I think I know exactly who you're talking about there. All right, let's see here. What else do we got? We're going to jump into the next news story. Again, we don't have much as far as news goes here. Good God, y'all. Okay, guys, so this next story here, we just got word yesterday from Bloody Disgusting here. This article comes to us by way of John Squires, the man over at Bloody Disgusting. And the headline reads, Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein coming to theaters in October and Netflix in November. And we've got some posters to show off here. There's, is it Jacob Elordi as Frankenstein's monster? Great look, seems to be pretty accurate to the novel. And the article here says, Netflix has finally announced the release plan for Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein, and the good news is that the film will be coming to the big screen in addition to streaming on Netflix. The bad news? Well, it looks like the theatrical release will be quite limited. Del Toro's Frankenstein first comes to select theaters on October 17th. The streamer has announced this morning, with the Netflix premiere to follow on November 7th, 2025. No word yet on how many theaters Frankenstein will be released in. Stay tuned, and we will follow up with you guys as soon as we get that news so we can show off that list and you guys can make some plans. I think this is going to be really good. Frankenstein was a book that I read when I was a child, and it's never been adapted quite like the novel, or I guess you could call it a novella, because it's not incredibly long. But we've gotten close a couple times. We've just never had something that really captures the essence of the book, unfortunately. And I really love the Universal version with Boris Karloff. I think it's great for what it is. It's its own thing. And it got people very, very interested in the property and the characters and everything like that. So that's great. But I think this is going to be awesome. So if it's anywhere near me come October 17th, you bet your ass I'm going to do what I can to check this out in the theater. Let's see here. Guillermo del Toro says, quote, "This is, for me, the culmination of a journey that has occupied most of my life. I first read Mary Shelley's Frankenstein as a kid and saw Boris Karloff in what became, for me, an almost religious state. Monsters have become my personal belief system," says the Academy Award-winning filmmaker at a recent event. And he says, "There are strands of Frankenstein throughout my films. Kronos, Blade, Hellboy, big time on Pinocchio, and a long etc. Exploring the relationship between humanity and monsters, creator and creation, father and son has consumed my stories again and again. I wanted to make this film before I even had a camera, and I've been actively pursuing it now for over 25 years. It has grown so close to me now that it's biography." So yeah, you guys all know the basic story of Frankenstein, and I'm going to pull up this beautiful poster here. I think we've got a couple posters, so let me grab both of them and show them off to you guys. I really like this one right here. I think is absolutely gorgeous. This is what's been missing from so many of the adaptations, is that Arctic, setting, and love the look of the monster here and the clothes and everything. And you see the ship stuck in the ice and all that. I love the font. The Frankenstein title looks so cool. I'm just eating all of this up. As somebody who's loved this story since I was a kid, I'm not going to act like I'm as passionate as Guillermo is, but I do really love this story and all of those classic, old-timey, maybe not old-timey, just classic monster stories. Here we got a shot with Oscar Isaacs, or Oscar Isaac. I don't know. Is it plural or not? Am I doing a Liam Neeson's thing here? But a great poster nonetheless. I think that, I didn't even share that with you. There we go. Here's the one with Oscar Isaac. A really nice shot of the lab and all that. But man, this one right here, absolutely beautiful. But I'm curious to know what you guys think. So if you're in the live chat, let me know your thoughts on Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein. Are you excited for this? Is this a movie that you're going to try to see on its limited theatrical run if it's close by? And if you're hanging out after the fact, jump on into the comments down below. Let me know your thoughts on the latest Netflix movie coming out this late fall, early-ish winter, depending on where you're at. Are you going to check this one out when it hits the theaters on its limited run? Or are you just going to chill in Netflix, or Netflix and chill, as they say? I don't know. Let me know down in the comments. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. Share the channel with someone who you think would dig this kind of content, because guys, we cover horror, movie, and TV news more than once a week. Whenever something new pops off, we make sure to cover it on the channel. Maybe it's even like a comic book or some sort of new media or tchotchke. And if it has anything to do with Jaws, The Evil Dead, or Halloween, I'm going to cover it. So hit that notification bell and you won't miss a thing. Okay, guys, let's see what you got. Let's see what we got. Erica, has everyone hit the like button? I need a report. I love in between news stories. I can really just let my hair down with you guys. I love it. You guys are my people. My peeps. 18 likes. Okay, we're doing decent. There's 23 people watching right now. If you haven't hit the like button, please do. Really appreciate you. And let me take a look at this poll here. What do you want most from the Crystal Lake series? It looks like this one is a clear winner. We have 31 votes there. And let me see if I have another. Let's see here. Let's see if I have another question for you guys. I don't have another poll for you, but I think one should be good enough for tonight. So 31 votes. What you guys want to see from the Crystal Lake TV show? 58% of you said brutal kills and slasher nostalgia. 38% said deep lore and origin story. 3% said surprise twist on Jason's mythology. That's what I want, kind of. And then 0% said campy teen drama, which I'm not surprised by. I don't want to see that, but I figured I'd throw it out there. Why the hell not throw it out there? But let me see what you guys are saying about Frankenstein. If you are saying it at all, or anything at all. Shelby Oaks doesn't come out until October 3rd, but I believe he was added when Mike Flanagan came in as an executive producer. That Derek Mears came in because they basically doubled the budget and were able to go back in and shoot a whole bunch of other stuff. I won a JSA certified Jason mask signed by Kane Hodder yesterday. Oh, Erica, that is so sweet. Oh my gosh. I had to pay for my Kane Hodder autograph. Blast. Oh, he looks scary. Yeah, I dig the Frankenstein look here. Paid $15 for a spot in the game and my numbers won. That's amazing. Wow, that's a heck of a deal for the mask and the signature. Jamie is stoked for Frankenstein. There we go. People throwing Erica some love. Same day as the Black Phone. That is right, Antonis. Yeah, that is absolutely correct. If it's here in Phoenix, I'll check out both on the same day. How about that? Yeah, this is something that was just announced yesterday, Ashton. So really cool development here on, with Frankenstein. They must be feeling pretty good about it, to put it out there early and in the theater, because then word's going to get around, right? So they must, to me, what it says, it's essentially 3.5 weeks early. So that's them saying, yeah, we think you're going to love this. And we want the people that are able to see it in the limited run to go tell everyone they've got to check it out when it hits Netflix. That's what's going to happen. Johnny is not interested in Frankenstein. Interesting. Well, I mean, you love the other Universal monsters more, but the Frankenstein story is so much different than the Universal version. So the book, it's a totally different animal. I prefer Frickenstein. Love it, Cody Decker. Love it. If my theater doesn't have Frankenstein, I'm definitely going to curse them. Oh my goodness. This will be the first Del Toro film I've seen since Pan's Labyrinth, but I'll be watching on Netflix. All right. The posters give me chills. Yeah, the whole look is great. The teaser that we got, I thought was pretty awesome. Not really a big fan of Frankenstein, says Eli. I just think so with Frankenstein, I think it's a really interesting, I don't know. It's almost like it does bring in that whole religious, like existentialism kind of thing, the creation and creator kind of vibe. I guess I just like, philosophically what Frankenstein does. Kenneth Branagh's Frankenstein with Robert De Niro from the 90s does the Arctic thing. That's true. It does. Yeah. I think we're going to see, I'm curious to know, because I think if I remember correctly, and maybe somebody can correct me in the chat if they've read the book more recently than I have, but I think the book starts out in the Arctic and we sort of get a telling, almost like a flashback kind of telling, I'll curse them to be bothered by Karens on the regular. There you go. They better come to Phoenix. I don't know. What if it only goes to the Alamo draft houses and for some reason they don't have one in Arizona? Even though Phoenix is like the 6th largest city in the country, we don't have one. Yes, please hit that like button. I did say so. Ashton's going to wait till Netflix. Let's see here. What else do we got? More of a Wolfman fan. Yeah, it's too bad that Wolfman movie wasn't great, but hopefully Robert Eggers' Wolfman movie's really good. Let's see here. Yeah, I mean, Universal and Hammer, Frankenstein. Yeah. I love those Hammer movies. They're so stylized. Beautiful stuff. Okay, so just a couple more, guys. Just a couple more. All right, everyone. So admittedly, I wasn't the biggest fan of 28 Years Later. I really enjoyed the first half of the movie, but it's a movie that didn't feel like it had 3 acts. It felt like it had 2 acts, the kid with the dad and then the kid with the mom. And ultimately, I felt let down by that movie, but I was looking so forward to watching it in the theater, and it just didn't hit me in the right way. However, we've already got the sequel coming up. I believe it's going to be released in January. And we've got an article here from Bloody Disgusting, yet again, from the John Squires. The headline reads, Nia DaCosta added more infected to Alex Garland's 28 years later, The Bone Temple script. So let's dive into this here and read a little bit about what we got. I'm curious to know if you guys are big 28 fans, if you're a fan of this franchise. I'm relatively lukewarm on it, honestly. I really liked the first movie when I first saw it in the theater. And then every time I watched it after that, it just really lost its shine so quick for me, to where I was like, this is just sort of, it was a novel idea, like and I'm just going to call them zombies because that's essentially what they are. The fast zombie thing was sort of a novelty in the early 2000s, but it's just something that hasn't really kept my interest very much. But the article here from John Squires says Nia DaCosta takes over as director for 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple, a sequel to Danny Boyle's 28 Years Later that will release in theaters on January 16th, 2026. The titular Bone Temple is a primary location in Danny Boyle's trilogy starter, and the title of DaCosta's sequel suggests we'll be returning to that location. The final minutes of 28 Years Later also suggest that the Bone Temple will focus on Jack O'Connell's Sir Jimmy Crystal and his merry band of evildoers, with young hero Spike also returning. Cillian Murphy's character from 28 Days Later. Let me start that again. Cillian Murphy's character from 28 Days Later is also expected to make an appearance in the Bone Temple, which we know very little about at this time. One other thing we do know is that Alex Garland wrote the script, and it was a script that brought DaCosta on board. So Nia DaCosta said at the Edinburgh International Film Festival this week, quote, "Making the 28 Years Later sequel was one of the best filmmaking experiences I've had. One of the issues I had with Candyman and Marvels was the lack of a really solid script, which is always going to just wreak havoc over the whole process. But Alex Garland hands you a script and you're like, this is amazing. You don't really have to change it, although I did. I basically asked for more infected. That was like my big contribution. I inherited an amazing cast, then I was given the leeway to cast the rest of the film. There were a couple locations I inherited. I was given leeway to develop all the other locations. Some of it overlapped, like the character Samson. Danny and I would collaborate a bit on the look, but at the end of the day, Danny shoots so different from the way I shoot. So we are going to stay tuned for much more on the Bone Temple in the coming months. And the reason why I'm covering this, even though I was really lukewarm on 28 Years Later, is I do think, since that movie didn't feel very complete to me, I think there's an opportunity here with this sequel to perhaps even make 28 Years Later look better or feel more complete with a conclusion, or at least this middle piece of the trilogy. And, while I know that DaCosta has had a tough time with her previous movies, I'm actually pretty surprised that she's basically calling out the people who wrote Candyman and the Marvels, which is pretty wild. You don't see that very much. And especially with the Marvels, like if you cross Disney, good luck. But I know those movies didn't fare very well, that they weren't received very well. So I'm hopeful that she can really put something together solid here, and something that will, honestly, my hope is that it will outdo 28 Years Later, which, wouldn't be the toughest thing in the world for me personally. But then we've got that January release date, and we know about horror movies especially. I mean, really any movie that comes out in January, that's a tough spot. That's kind of like where they leave you to die. But with a horror movie, it can be even more problematic. So that's the one thing that makes me sort of, peel back a little bit on this. But, I am looking forward to seeing what we've got here. Of course, I have that AMC A-list. So my butt's going to be in the theater, checking this one out and letting you guys know what I think. But in the meantime, I want to know what you all think. So let me know in the live chat, if you're watching right now, your thoughts on 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple. How excited are you for this? What did you think about 28 Years Later? Did it make you excited, or did it just deflate all of your expectations? And if you're watching after the fact, jump on into the comments down below. Let me know your thoughts on 28 Years Later. And yeah, tell me what you got as far as The Bone Temple is concerned. Will you be checking this one out in theaters, or are you going to wait and see what the reception is like. And in the meantime, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, share the channel with someone who you think would dig this kind of content, because we're going to keep on covering all sorts of horror movie and TV news and anything else that falls within the horror sphere. You can check it out right here on the Davey Deathray channel. So make sure you've got the notification bell struck and you won't miss a thing. Okay, guys, what do we got? What do we got in the chat? More like the boner temple, right? Let's see here. Okay. New Wolfman was very disappointing. Yeah, Julia Gardner was great and everything else was pretty mid. I want to see Maria in Del Toro's Frankenstein. Isn't that going to be Mia Goth? Is that who she's playing? Yeah. I had to cover it, Jamie, because I was like, what if it's better than this next one? And I'm like, and it was a light news day. So both of those things. Yeah, they don't even have a third act in 28 years later. There is seriously not a third act. It's fucking crazy. I bet it would hit you if it was in 3D. Or are you talking about the donger? Yeah, first movie was okay. It lost its shine, though, like I said. I just want to see Aaron Taylor Johnson's character have more of an arc in the movie. 2 years ago, I wouldn't have been complaining about rarely seeing him, but here we are now. Yeah. A prequel titled 28 Years Ago? Well, it's called 28 Days Later. So they already have that. Yeah. Yeah, maybe we'll get that at some point. Final reckoning time. Well, enjoy, Prince. Enjoy. And then, guys, we've just got one more. We're going to check out this trailer for Good Boy. Good boy. Who's a good boy? That's how they should say it in the trailer. Like, coming from Mastermind, blah, 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 blah. A good boy. Who's a good boy? It's totally worth covering. It has a big fan base. It's just not my thing, yeah. I'm definitely rooting for it because, you know... in a franchise that I'm not too hot on, I'm always like, well, this one could be the best one, you know? What was I thinking that about recently? Gosh, what was it? It was one of these... Fudge. I'm totally losing it. It's a good thing this isn't part of the actual news story that I'll clip out later. You know, like even something like if they give Freddy another shot, like I'm not too precious about A Nightmare on Elm Street, so I'm sort of like, all right, this could be really good. Final Destination... Like, I don't think that franchise, like, I enjoy watching those movies okay. It's definitely not a franchise that I hold to a high regard, you know? So it's one of those things where I'm like, well, yeah, like maybe that's why I loved Bloodlines as much as I did, because for, you know, considering that franchise, it was really damn good and very entertaining. So yeah, it's interesting for sure. Haven't seen the Good Boy trailer yet? All right. Well, we're going to check it out, Eli. Who's a good boy? I promise I'll stop doing that. Okay. That'll be the last time. And I swear it's the last time. Okay. All right. I got to put on my serious face, guys. I got to make sure everything's set up here. Okay. Are we good? All right. Here we go. Maybe another sip of water. We got Foxy in the house. What's happening, Foxy? We're just about to wrap up our news coverage here. But I'll probably kick it with you fine motherfucking people after. Excuse my language. Death by Dialogue. That's a great screen name. Says the dog from Good Boy is coming for an Oscar. And we got Azelso in the house as well. That's a really cool icon. I dig that stuff. Welcome, new folks. You're kicking it with the Death Squad. I cover news here on the Davey Deathray channel quite a bit. I've got a great community here. I mean, I'm part of this beautiful horror YouTube community, so the chat is always lively and very friendly as well. And yeah, if you like horror, movies, TV shows, comics, you like talking about this stuff, you want to keep up on the news, but you also want to get into some topical discussions and be part of an amazing community, then you should think about hitting that subscribe button. It's free. And hit the like while you're watching the stream. And you know, the cool thing about hitting subscribe, if you end up thinking, this guy's just not really for me, you can always unsubscribe. I won't take it personally. I mean, I might cry a little, but I'll be okay in the end. But welcome on in. And yeah, let's go ahead and get on over to this last news story here. Okay, guys, so this next story is something I'm pretty excited about because I love new, unique, and different ideas, especially in horror. And not only that, I'm a big, I don't know, supernatural kind of like haunted house vibe, maybe a bit of a slow burn kind of feel. Like I'm a big fan of that kind of stuff, you know, stuff like The Innkeepers or The Changeling with George C. Scott. Like that stuff just really, it really does it for me. And we've got something that sounds pretty interesting here that is going to drop, I believe, on October 3rd, and a trailer just came out. So the headline here from Bloody Disgusting, this comes to us by way of Megan Navarro over there. The headline reads, "Good Boy trailer puts man's best friend in haunted house filled with ghosts." So this sounds right up my alley. I'm super pumped. Let's check out the article here and watch the trailer. All right, so we got a little shot there of our good boy. I believe the dog's name is Indy. Okay, and the article from Megan Navarro says, "A dog's sixth sense leads to terror in the new trailer for haunted house feature Good Boy. Fall head over heels for Indy the dog as the titular good boy when it releases in theaters on October 3rd, 2025. In the film, our canine hero Indy finds himself on a new adventure with his human owner and best friend Todd, leaving city life for a long vacant family home in the country. From the start, two things are abundantly clear. Indy is wary of the creepy old house, and his affection for Todd is unwavering. After moving in, Indy is immediately vexed by empty corners, tracks an invisible presence only he can see, perceives phantasmagoric warnings from a long-dead dog, and is haunted by visions of the previous occupant's grim death. When Todd begins succumbing to the dark forces swirling around the house, Indy must battle a malevolence intent on dragging his beloved Todd into the afterlife." Man, that's huge. I love the setup here. The premise and everything is great. And hopefully they explain a little bit about everything here. Let's finish out the article. Ben Leonberg makes his feature directorial debut from a script he co-wrote with Alex Cannon. The film stars Indy, Leonberg's real-life canine, as well as indie horror stalwart Larry Fessenden, Shane Jensen, and Ariel Friedman. And Megan Navarro wrote in her South by Southwest review, quote, "Framing the story entirely from the perspective of man's best friend poses unique storytelling challenges, but instantly creates a sustained feeling of unease and anxiety over the pup's well-being. Good Boy has been rated PG-13 for terror, bloody images, and strong language. Check out the haunting trailer below and meet Indy." And we are going to check this out. And before we get into the trailer, guys, there was something when we covered this news story or news on this movie, maybe just a week and a half ago, something like that, 2 weeks ago at most. You know, so Ben Leonberg, the writer-director here and the owner of the animal, or the animal's human, however you want to look at it, you know, it sounds like this took a few years to shoot. And one of the reasons, you know, why it took that long is because they wanted to get genuine reactions from Indy the dog. So the performance here, I'm so curious to see what this performance is like. I have the feeling that this is a movie that will be pretty gripping. And another interesting thing about it is the runtime is only 1 hour, 12 minutes. So this is a very short movie, but a movie should only be as long as it takes to tell the story, right? So let's go ahead and jump on in and check out the trailer. I'm going to stop gabbing here. Let me put a pause on the music. So we're going to do that. All right. And let's check out the trailer for Good Boy.
Look who's here!
I guess I'm next. I should never have come here.
All right, so that was the trailer for Good Boy from IFC, and it looks like Shudder is involved with that one as well. And man, that looks really good. I'm digging it. I love the premise. I'm just going to bring up this picture while we chit chat here. I'm really digging the premise for this, and yeah, an hour and 12 minutes. I think that might be the perfect length. You guys know that I'm kind of a bit of a stickler on runtime. And sometimes you watch a movie and you just think they wanted their movie to be 2 hours and they made their movie 2 hours, although they probably could have cut out like 10 minutes or something like that. And to me, that's actually a pretty big difference because it's all about maintaining the audience's, you know, attention and everything like that. So I think this is a promising premise. I love the idea of, you know, the perspective of the dog. I just think, again, it's unique and different. And I am looking forward to this one. But I want to know what you guys think. Let me know in the live chat if you're kicking it with me right now. Are you looking forward to Good Boy? Are you going to check this one out? And just what do you think about the premise in general? I'm just curious to know. And if you're watching after the fact, let me know your comment or your... And if you're watching after the fact, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and share the channel with someone who you think would dig this kind of content, because we cover horror news on the channel all the time. TV, movies, comic books, tchotchkes, whatever. If it's Jaws or Halloween related, or just one of those big franchises that I love to death, I'm going to cover it here. So make sure you have the notification bell hit and you won't miss a thing. Okay, guys, let me jump on in with y'all and see what you guys think. It's like Skinamarink for dog, but for dog. I don't know. I haven't seen Skinamarink. I muted it. Oh, you don't want it to be ruined or anything like that. This might be a pass for me. Poor puppy. Eli says, damn, this looks so good. As somebody that that isn't really affected by dogs or animals in films, very curious how it'll be without that inherent emotional attachment most seem to have. Yeah, and I don't think that everyone's like, they better not kill the dog. I don't know. The movie's PG-13, and it's an hour and 12 minutes. I think the dog will be okay, guys. I think we're, like I said this when we covered the news bit that came out a couple weeks ago, and I think that this is going to have, I don't think this is going to have a doom and gloom sort of ending for sure. So, I mean, I guess that's just the way I feel about it. Can't touch a dog, not for me. I don't know. I might watch this on Shudder, but I'm not going to go to the theaters and spend $30. Holy cow. You don't have to be sorry to me. I didn't write the movie. What movie? $30 for a movie? I don't know. I've never heard of that. I pay $25 a month and I can go see 4 movies a week with the AMC A-list. And they've got them for Regal and all that kind of fun stuff too. Was it too loud? Was this made by PETA? I don't think so. Thank you for the reminder there, Eli. Yeah, I didn't mean to offend anybody's sensibilities. I love it. I'm a huge animal lover. Love them. And I don't think, you know, I mean, the movie took, what, 3 years to make. The owner was there. The owner got the dog to react with all this stuff. I don't think that there was any sort of weird stuff going on there. And I don't think they're going to hurt the dog in the movie. I think the dog is going to be the hero. I think if anything, the dog is like the final guy or girl. Oh, just too disturbing for you. Yeah, I would love to check it out. Holy crap! Where are these theaters that are $30 and $53 for one person? That's crazy. I would say this, Ashton, if dogs weeping makes you feel something emotionally, you should watch the movie. For a movie to give you a reaction, like a physical reaction, is a really powerful, awesome thing. And it's pretend, And it doesn't seem to me like the dog was put through any sort of, in a situation that wasn't healthy for the dog. $30 for a ticket, popcorn and soda and nachos. Almost 40. Well, then that's on you if it costs $30, Johnny. The movie doesn't cost $30. So I don't buy any food at the theater. It's way too expensive to buy food at the theater. I usually eat before and then I might sneak in a snack. I don't owe them a damn thing. My AMC is like $11. Yeah. Oh, I got a way better deal if you do AMC A-list, because I'll go and see like 2 movies in one day sometimes. Yeah, and if I see 2 movies, then it pays for the whole thing pretty much. 2 people on Fandango with charitable donation included. So again, you chose to pay $53 though. Ironic that this film seems marketed to dog lovers, but many seem to want to avoid it. Well, at least, the folks in the chat for sure. Yeah. Let's see what else we got going on here. A-list gives us food discounts, Davey. I had no idea because the app doesn't say anything about it. What? What does it give? Tell me, Dean. I need to know. And by the way, I guess I can do that because we're all done talking about the movies. Not talking about the movies anymore. But yeah, I could kick it here for a little bit longer, guys. I don't know if you all want to get in on any sort of chat. I mean, I know I can earn points. I just don't. I don't know. I guess I haven't dug deep enough. $5 off, like anything? I'm scared for the dog, which makes me not want to watch it. Jamie, the dog will be. They're not going to call the movie Good Boy. They wouldn't do that. That would be so mean. This movie, to me, I think this is about, like, I don't know. And I just get this vibe from Good Boy, where to me it seems like, yes, the dog is going to be the hero. It's about the dog's love and loyalty to this person, that he is going to save this person from the evil, that he's going to find a way. I think it's going to be like heartwarming, honestly. I'm really looking forward to this. And I could be wrong. The vibe I get from the synopsis and what I get from the trailer is I get that this is going to be like the dog's intuition and sixth sense is going to be what saves the human, and it's going to be a heroic journey. Have a great rest of your night, Eli. Take care, bud. I don't think I have a favorite dog breed. I don't know. I've never thought about it. Yeah, when I was growing up, we had a Samoyed. I really liked our dog's Sam the Samoyed. I am, as far as like pets go, I don't think that I would ever be a dog owner. They require so much more discipline and training and attention and time. I do love dogs though. I would go with a cat or 2 cats. I like the independence that they've got, and they still are affectionate as well. And they still need you. They just don't need you as much. Love cats. Love them so much. Let's see here. Saw Naked Gun today and loved it. Oh, it's so funny. It does give a discount for the A-list members. Used it the other night. No one is telling. So $5 off no matter. So you buy a bunch of stuff at the concessions, and every time you go see the movie, you can get $5 off. Guys, I need to know the parameters. Hope you have a great night of sleep, bud. Davey, did you read the Friday the 13th comics, and do you think that the Jason universe might go the route of saying that the lake was created over an Indian reservation in the movies and TV shows? I have not read the comics. I've heard a little bit about that. I don't think that they're going to use that. Yeah. I hope they don't. I think that's a really like worn out, you know, like doing the poltergeist thing. So now it's just like it is Poltergeist or Pet Cemetery. I would rather just have it be something mysterious, and that, yeah, Crystal Lake does carry some sort of mystical power that they never try to explain. That's how I'd feel. Marley and Me broke me. Now I don't trust animal movies. Yeah, I avoided that one. Wow. The Plague Dogs is another scary dog movie. Oh, I've never heard of that one. We get discounts, earn points, and then get free stuff when building up the points. Why don't I know about this? I think the dog is more so the way we, the audience, get to see the ghost stuff. He's the hero. Yes. Yeah, I don't think they're going to hurt the dog. That would be so screwed up. They do that in movies when it's just the pet. They're not going to do that for the star of the movie. He's the star of the movie. He might not die, but he will go through some mean stuff, and I don't want to see that. My emotions can't do it. Again, I'll just say the same thing I said to Ashton. I think that means you should see the movie. You might walk away from that movie, feel like, I don't know, some of the movies that make you like actually feel, you know, and I don't know. I want that experience. I mean, I don't want it to be like difficult and horrific, but I do want a movie to make me feel something. Like the very first time I watched Dawn of the Dead and Roger gets bitten, that talk about broke me. I was like, I've just spent an hour and a half with this guy. I thought he was going to make it. What the hell? Now he's going to turn into he's not going to turn into a zombie. He'll be okay, right? I went through this whole spectrum of emotions after that. Yeah. I'm in the middle with cats, meaning I just like cats. Well, they are amazing, man. They're so great. Yeah, Indian burial ground is a terrible cliche that needs to be abolished in horror. I mean, they've already, it worked when they used it, and now we just need to get away. I have a ton of AMC points, but I have no idea what the rewards even are. I guess maybe on the app you could probably see. Or if you want to gift them to me. The Voices is an amusing dog and cat film. I've never even heard of that one. Davey, I wonder if you have a shit ton of points and don't even know it. I don't think I get points just for the movie. I think, yeah, I don't know. The app doesn't say that I've collected a bunch of points, but I didn't know that there was a discount. I mean, maybe I would get popcorn if I could get $5 off the popcorn. Let's see here. Yes, I agree with you. Leave Crystal Lake mysterious, but they might try to give it an original in this age of elevated horror that we have now. Gotcha. Yeah, like a different origin. Maybe. I hope not. I don't think that we're going to see elevated horror with Crystal Lake. I think they're going to stick to tried and true and what works within the franchise, for sure. Yeah, that's what I think we're going to get there. Yeah, I don't know. I'm looking forward to Crystal Lake quite a bit. I'm looking forward to Frankenstein. I'm really looking forward to Good Boy. Yeah, Boner Temple. I could take it or leave it. But yeah, guys, I'm not sure. If you have any other questions for me or anything like that, let's just go ahead and chill out for maybe another 10 minutes or so. And I mean, we don't have to. If you guys are done with me, just tell me. Just be like, dude, we're done with you. Back off, G. I do want to let you guys know what's coming up here for a stream, perhaps on, I think guys, so I know I usually go late night, but I do want to include the folks that are across the pond a little bit more. So I'm thinking about doing a stream on Thursday during the day. That childhood scares stream. So we would, you know, essentially talk about, let me bring up my talking points here. You know, just 80s and 90s childhood kind of gateway horror movies, stuff like that. What scared you most as a little kid? Jump into all that. I thought I had some more talking points here built up, but I guess I forgot to save those. So I'll have to do that when I'm off the stream. But yeah, I might do something about, you know, noon my time on Thursday. So 3 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. out in the UK. And then, of course, we've got our Friday stream, 10:30 p.m. with Cody Leach and Mark from Tales from the Shelf, doing our Chucky sequel battle. Looking forward to that one. And other than that, it doesn't look like we're going to have a bonus stream this weekend, which is A-okay because I can work on some of the pre-recorded stuff. I definitely need to dump some time into that for sure. Yeah. Let's see what we got. Erica's heading to bed. Have a great rest of your night, Erica. Thank you so much for kicking it with us here tonight. And thank you for being such an awesome mod, Erica. Appreciate you. Johnny says, Davey, did you read the Halloween Ends novelization and did you like it? I loved it myself. I have not read that one. I need to get like the audiobook versions of those. I don't have the, if I sit and read, I'll fall asleep. But if I can like listen to something while I'm working, then I can do that. I have 6,000 points and just signed up. Oh my God, I must have a shitload of points just from buying tickets for movies, Amanda. It's crazy. Davey, what makes you like Jason Goes to Hell more than Jason X? I find enjoyment out of Jason. Well, you were there for the stream, right, Antonis? I think Jason X just has a low production value. It looks like a TV show. It doesn't look like a movie. I think the effects overall in Jason Goes to Hell are so much more impressive, although I do like the liquid nitrogen kill in Jason X. I like Steven in Jason Goes to Hell quite a bit. I like him more than any of the characters in Jason X. And yeah, it just feels, I like that kind of Evil Dead vibe in there too. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of reasons why for sure. Johnny, I'm noticing your I don't know if it's something going on with your computer, but you are putting your comments in twice. Davey, have you seen the Giallo movie Puzzle? I watched it on Tubi and thought it was pretty good. I've never even heard of that one. There's so many movies I got to catch up on. What was the one, Stage Fright? I need to watch that one. Yeah, I might kind of relax tonight because usually I stay up until 4 or 5 in the morning working on stuff for the channel, like no lie. But tonight I may watch a movie because I still have to watch that Kill List movie. Gaz Hearsome paid me $20 New Zealand money to check out the Kill List. So I got to watch that. Stage Fright is fantastic, says Daz. Got to watch it. I know. Is that one on Tubi? I'm curious. Tubi or not Tubi? That is the Stage Fright. Let me see here. Mother effer, what are you doing to me? Stage Fright, there it is. I could watch it. An hour 30. I could watch it on Tubi. Stage Fright is unforgettable. I saw it in the theater, says Jamie. Hell yeah. Suspiria is wicked. Amanda, if you have stubs and you're making purchases, you'll build up points fast. A-List offers you more points faster when you make purchases at concessions. Can I have stubs and A-List? Does stubs cost me more? I need complete information. Somebody hit me up with a DM. Thank you so much, Death by Dialogue. I really do appreciate the kind words. Hopefully you get to catch some more streams, and hopefully if you're not able to catch them, you can check out the replay as well. Kill List, I'm due for a rewatch. I remember really liking it, but that was a decade ago. Yeah. I didn't even know there was a remake of Stage Fright. That's wild. Is there? There's this remake of Stage Fright? I've seen 2 movies in the first 5 days of signing up and then 2 drinks. I'll have to find out if you can have both stubs and A-List. Okay. They should just give you all the rewards previous. If you're in A-List, they should just give you everything you want, right? All right, I guess I need to check out my app. But I know we got a discount when we got the drinks because of being a Stubs member. I'm so confused. I'm like frustratingly confused right now. Okay, guys, I think that's going to wrap it up here for this stream. I think my voice is getting a little tired from doing the stream earlier and then jumping in with you guys. But thank you so much for kicking it with me. Remember, we have a whole bunch of great merch on the Fourth Wall Shop. Link in the description below. Use the promo code Death Squad for 15% off. That coupon is going away in September. It'll be gone. And then in October, I'm going to bring some sort of discount back. It'll be a little bit different, and we're going to have a bunch of spooky season Davey Deathray merch. So I'm really excited about that for sure. Hey there, Gaz. I was just talking about you because I think I'm going to watch Kill List tonight. Gaz asks, Davey, have you seen any of S. Craig Zahler's films, Bone Tomahawk, Brawl in Cell Block 99, or Dragged Across Concrete? I've not. I've heard really good things about Bone Tomahawk, though. Yeah. Oh, it's just a movie with the same name. Gotcha. Huh. Interesting. I didn't know. I did not know anything about that. But yeah, guys, my voice is tired. I'm so sorry. I know there's 28 people hanging out in here. If you haven't hit the like button, hit it on the way out. And yeah, I'll be live tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern, late night with the Davey before dark. With our guy, Hollywood Lido, we'll be talking about weapons, all the spoilers. So don't come to the stream if you've not watched Weapons, or you risk getting some stuff spoiled. And then, of course, Friday, 10:30 p.m. Eastern. You're not going to want to miss that one. Maybe I'll do a little something on Thursday. We'll see. But I love you guys so very much. Thank you to the Patreon members, the YouTube channel members, and our amazing group of Death Squad mods. You guys are amazing. Really, really appreciate y'all. Let's see here. Am I missing? Wow, what is going on here? Am I missing super chats because StreamYard is having some sort of issue? Holy cow. I missed. Gaz Hearsome put in a $2 New Zealand $2 super chat. Thank you so much. Gaz, really appreciate you. For whatever reason, guys, there's something going on with StreamYard lately, and it's not showing the... Usually it shows the super chats as starred comments. So totally missed that. There we go. For whatever reason, it's not popping up all blue and special. Hopefully they get that fixed. But you guys rock. I love each and every single one of you. I will be back tomorrow. I hope you guys have a lovely rest of your evening. And now I'm going to spend the remainder of my evening watching the Kill List and, you know, stressing out over whether or not I've been collecting the proper amount of AMC A-list points. So thanks. Ignorance was bliss, guys. And now I'm completely wrecked over it. All right, guys, have a great rest of your night. And until next time, I've been and will continue being Davey Deathray. Take care.